got that going on again. Do we turn up to see if that'll help? Hello, everybody. Let me log in. Who did I play last time? I actually don't remember. Hold on. Let me ask my YouTube channel. View your channel. Playlists. Let the dice decide. Alright, what do we got? Crystal Phoenix was the last one. So let's log into Crystal Phoenix long enough to roll some dice. Kevin! With the 81-month resub. Thank you, Kevin, for your loyalty to the brand. Or rather, you're here for the kitty cats. And they are all sleeping, and I'm not going to bother them. Storm loss is not within reach. Alright, that being said, we have our list of characters. And you see it's a 1d34. So let's no, stay. Come here, whole window. See, let's make it fair and square so you can see. Tiny, it's kind of tiny in the window, but that's because they don't have scaling UI in this game. All right, let's do our roll. Roll, Fafford. How you doing? All right, so here's how the game works. You see the list of characters. You see number 1 through number 34. I just realized, hey, that's our current level cap, which is going up this summer. I think I might add a little caveat to the game is maybe for a while if I roll a character that I've already played, because this is the 5th episode and we had session 1, so technically I've played 5 characters. This will be number 6. If I get a character that I've already played recently, like in the last 10 or 15 episodes, then I'll roll again. So, let's do it again. Roll 1d34. I roll 7. That's this character. Okay, my spontaneous utterance there meant that I just startled Storm Lost. She was like, what the fuck is that? Alright, we're gonna roll again. Roll 1d34. 14. Ironmongery. Ooh. Ironmongery, a level 25 Bladeforged paladin. Okay, let's go. I haven't played Ironmongery in a long time. We might need to do a little housekeeping on Ironmongery. I don't remember necessarily. It's been that long. So, let me make sure this thing goes away. Loop. And Ironmongery. I think I'm actually going to remove... I'm going to delete the file. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But that character looks just... That outfit looks just so snazzy. But I don't need a 3rd Blight caster. I already have 2. Never mind. Actually, what I could do is I could rename this one. Anyway, let's get back to Ironmongery. Ironmongery, right here, level 25, Paladin, Bladeforged Paladin, wearing the Underdark outfit. I might actually change the outfit. We'll think about that, because this was the latest coffer. When the last time I played this character, that was the current coffer. Hello, Ravenwolf. How are you doing? What did everybody have for supper tonight? She asks. Alright, so this character is based on Strim Tom's Bladeforged Paladin using the Dynastic Falcata. Khopesh. Is it a Falchion? I think it's a Khopesh. Is it a Khopesh? It's a friggin' Khopesh. Yeah, it's a Khopesh. Ooh, it's got the kobold in it. Ooh, that's where my other kobold ran off to. Just getting off work? Hell yeah. So this character is using the epic version of the dynastic Falcata. And one thing I really dislike about the Falcata is that the OG version, the level 10 version, has 2 augment slots in it. But when you make it into the epic one, it loses an augment slot. Kind of sucks. But eventually I'm going to reforge it again once I get the appropriate mats into the legendary dynastic Falcata. Or be a flame. So this character I have not played in forever. But I would like to point out the macro technic didn't exist when this character was made. No dinner yet? Oh no. Well, what are you going to have for dinner? Or what are you planning on having for dinner? I had a bacon cheeseburger with an egg on. It's basically mass protein burger with some Colby Jack cheese, shredded cheese on the bottom. And you got your burger. Well, there's a bun, obviously. Colby Jack cheese, burger, bacon. No, actually, it was the egg and then the bacon. And then the other bun. But for sauce, the buns were buttered. And then I made a ketchup mayo mix for the top bun. There we go. Your roll at the end of the week will be 1 to 35 all arcane trickster. Actually, I will need to add an arcane trickster, but I'm gonna wait till Strim Tom does an arcane trickster build. Or as somebody in his Discord said recently, he's probably gonna do like 10 builds, probably. Because I think Strim really wants to take one of his characters and get the Shining Crescents out of the anniversary box and seeing what he can do with it. Because the Shining Crescent is basically the only two-handed weapon that it's coded like a sickle. So it does this weird sort of shit in the game. And so I want to see what he does. Because if he tries to do a Shatterkai Arcane Trickster... Oh, that's going to be hot. That is going to be hot. He'll have to use a +1 Heart of Wood to do it. A lesser +1 to change the rogue to the arc. No, you can just do a lesser Heart of Wood on it. And here's what he could really do is make a new character. And I assume he gets a +1 Heart of Wood for every one of his characters on his account when he creates them. So he could test it by making a whole new character, getting the Shining Crescents, using the lesser heart that comes with the character to redo the rogue starting level to Arcane Trickster. Because you can do that. Yeah, he was pretty... Chris the Mist did one today. Yeah, well. Alright. So, this character has Garrett the Sainted, and also I have a couple of unused Albus Gladwin contracts, so I could just throw those in the bank. I don't know. I don't know what you should do. I'm not a person to take build advice from. So my character is currently wielding the epic astral projector because I love the astral projector. But I don't know how good this character is. I really don't know. But I do need to take her. I had to check actually for a second. It's like, wait a minute, what? I did not use a +8 book on this character. No, ooh, hold on. Oh, I did. This character does have a +8 Supreme Tome on her. Oh ho ho ho. And I made it a Charisma Paladin. Well, the original Bladeforged Paladin build was a Charisma Paladin. And I used both a Greater Tome of Learning and a Greater Tome of Epic Learning. So, I'm never going to give up this character. I don't even remember what what quests I was doing with this character. It looks like I was doing some stuff in Evening Star at one point. I think I had just gone to, Giant Hold, actually. Let me sort by quests. See where we go. What are we doing here? Ooh. Did I ever do? The tide turn. I managed Storm the Beaches on Epic Hard? Wow, okay. Hemorrhage, hello! They're not over the hump yet? I think I was doing Giant Hold stuff. So I've been playing stuff on Epic Hard on this character. On the other hand, at level 25, we could almost just start doing Slayer deeds, right? And then work my way to level cap. Yeah, I had just gone to Giant Hold on this character, but hadn't actually started the questing. And honestly, I kind of don't want to do the questing in Giant Hold because I don't like the questing in Giant Hold. Ooh, we could run Two-Tone Tobias and see if I get a Gibber's Blade. That would be fun. I actually like studying Sable as a quest, but I have to watch what I'm doing with it. What do you think, kids? Slayer deeds? Running around the wildernesses that I'm not qualified to be in yet? Yeah, well, we're gonna do housekeeping on this character for tonight. I don't mean the quest housekeeping, I mean character housekeeping. Let's go to the Hall of Heroes. Let's go to the Hall of Heroes. Hall of Heroes, Hall of Heroes, Hall of Heroes, Hall of Heroes. You're just gonna run a saga? But now you're distracted to go. Gyms will take you like 5 seconds, right? So it's not like you need a lot of time to do it. Man, people on this server have the best names. Okay, I thought that was Checkmate for a moment. Chuckmate actually kind of also works. What, they're PDK? They're PDK, aren't they? Yeah, they are. And then weaponry over here. If that's a bank tune, oh my god, that would be so good. All right. Well, speaking of stuff that goes in the bank, let me. Oh man. Oh man, look at that. But I'm gonna throw this in here. I'm gonna throw this in there. Yeah, I'm using the Isle of Dread treasure map as my map, so this character is only as old as Isle of Dread for sure. Or that was the most recent expansion. Man, oh man. Alright. Let's go. First of all, do I have... Okay, I do have Pathwall. Not to check. I was like, do I have Pathwall on this character? I don't know. Alright. Let's actually... Alright. We're gonna have to do some housekeeping first. And again, I don't mean the quest. So this original build was basically a charisma-based paladin. Using the Fate Arc Illusionist thing to get the thing. Draggy footprints, thank you. Oh yeah, I should go up and talk to Mortality and get my other footprints, my dragon footprints, my whatever, the treasure footprints. Where's Mortality? Mortality, come here. So, here's I prove I've been to your world. Thank you. Goodbye. Alright, where are we falling? Where are we falling? We're falling over here. So, I don't know if this character has even gotten any of the expansions beyond Isle of Dread. So, this is what I'm wearing. This would actually be a good coffer for this character. The Mechanized Warrior. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Let me double check. Astral Travelers. Nah. And that one could be interesting, but nah. Necromancer. Black Rose, Volcanic, North Wind, Midnight Wing. Yeah, none of those. Alright, but I don't know if I have claimed any of the newer coffers beyond Isle of Dread. So, that does mean I would like my lightning trail. Thank you. I don't think Bob from Sharon and Tim from Dread work as bank tunes. I don't know. They could work. Depends on your naming theme. I mean, my naming theme for my bank tunes is either it is what it says on the tin, like Potion Keeper, or Spare Tomes, or it's just loot and then without a space the actual kind of loot, like Loot Fey or Loot 10 to 15 or something like that. So you have been to Saltmarsh, haven't you? No, you've definitely been to Isle of Dread because we've got the Isle of Dread treasure episode thing. So I don't think I got Vecna. And I don't think I've got Mithranor. Oh, I didn't get Mithranor. One of everything, thank you. Alright, thank you. Now, I'm not even going to worry about getting the frozen thing from them. Yammy! Happy birthday, Yammy! No slammy for Yammy. Actually, yeah, there won't be any slammies from Yammy. Because Lower's not going to be streaming tonight. Because he's playing D&D tonight. At least I think he is. So, no Yammy slammies. See? I predicted that last night. Dun, 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 dun. I am sad that they got so many Great Axe cosmetics. I'm like, I don't want a Great Axe helmet. I want to keep that, though. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to put this here. Alright, let me grab... Nope, I have done the more grave stuff. Okay, alright. I should probably use the horse as well to go along with it. The Warforged steed. I'm gonna be pretty. I'm gonna be Warforged. Alright. Since I can just always go back and just get a new copy of those. I'd like to check my account, please. Alright. I'm gonna put that in there. Put that in there. Ooh, yeah, the racial +3s, I do not have that yet. For sure. I wonder what the hold on, I want to see what happens if I put on this one. Oh, it takes off my hair! That's funny. Open up my bank tab again. Alright, you go in there. You go in there. Rana is the best hireling. Alright, I know you didn't use that one. And the rest of this crap is just cosmetics. Your shoulders hate you? Aww. I know a lot of people in the northeast of America whose shoulders are in back are gonna hate them soon because holy crap, they got a snowfall, didn't they? Nothing in my epics folder. Okay. There are dynastic falcatas back to the thing. Alright. Let's get out of here. Where are we going to next? Let's just go to the marketplace for right now. So we're out of the music. Or no, let's go to the Gatekeeper's Grove because if we want to go to like Evening Star, it's easy to get there from here. Alright. Let's hang out here for just a sec. Wow, this actually looks really good on a Warforged. It looks amazing on a Warforged. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's focus. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Alrighty, let's do the things. Let's grab our enhancement trees, because now I can spend 2 more points. It says 0 racial, 0 universal tree. It lies. Wait a minute. Why is it lying to me? Do I want more constitution? Let's, that contract stability would be a good one. Let me take a look. Let me go find Strimtom's old Bladeforged paladin build. Why do I have appointed inquisitive? What the fuck? I kind of want to just reset all the damn trees and build it up from scratch again. Because I built this character a long time ago when I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and now I know what the hell I'm doing better. So, it's like, what should I do here? Alright, Strimtom's old build. Come on, Google Docs. Okay, Control F, Falcata. Okay. Okay, this build actually apparently came out in Sinister Secrets of Saltmarsh. Wow, that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far... That's U50. Sending Stone is ready to launch U78 on Wednesday, assuming everything goes well. Holy shit. So spells, Knight of the Chalice. So this build uses 41 points in Knight of the Chalice, 14 in Sacred Defender, 14 in Vistani Knife Fighter, and 11 in Bladeforged. Well, I got the 11 in Bladeforged sorted out. I have used 43 points in Knight of the Chalice, and only 12 points in Vistani Knife Fighter. Do we have the third... Well, the +5 double strike I think is probably... Let's see. Yeah, quick reflexes is one of the things for the double strike. Regular. So, Undead Hunter, Miststalker. Okay, so this build uses 1 point of acrobatic. And then does this, maxes this out, and grabs that. And grabs this. Somebody is playing music very loudly outside. I can hear it through my headphones. So we're thinking about that. But for the, why did I spend points in Inquisitive? Now, one thing about the... No, that's not what I wanted. The one thing about the Dynastic Falcata is why was this chosen as the focal point of this particular build? Strimtom used it because it's going to be single weapon fighting. So you don't need to max out your strength. The build is actually a dex build. A 32-point dex build. Maxed out charisma. I'm sorry, I lied about dex build. A maxed out charisma build. Because the Falcata... Now, the Falcata has double strike on it. It's got all these other good things. The thing that makes it super special is that the fact that it is a favored weapon automatically, regardless of your deity. And it is also charisma to damage, straight to hit and damage. So you don't need Fate Arc Illusionist to get charisma to hit and damage on this thing. So for the weapon, it's actually pretty hot. So the question is, what do I spend my 3 points on? And this build predates the Epic Destiny revamp by a lot. Actually, no, the very next update was the Epic Destiny overhaul. So this one was basically using Fate Singer for everything for the main one, and then the twists of fate were like a Shadow Dancer, a Sentinel, and a couple of Dreadnought things. So what would I... Well, I'm not obviously not going to use Fate Arc Illusionist. What I can do in the Inquisitive tree is I can get the Eye for Accuracy, spend all 3 points there. Kevin. Look at the storm lost. Meow. There you go. We had a storm loss visit. It's all good. I mean, I could put more points in here. But I'll be honest, I'm very lame and I don't use action boost for the most part. What I could do... could get that. Could get a couple extra hit points, not a big deal. Falconry, again, that's a wisdom-based thing. There's that, whatever. It does have the option of a charisma. A tick for charisma. Could do paladin, do a couple of points in. Well, see, that's Vanguard is if you have a shield, and we're not doing anything involving shields, so no shields for us. Sounds like the double strike. I should just grab the double strike because that is part of the build. And then spend the other 2 points either here, maybe getting +1 Constitution. Getting some hit points. Or getting this. This is good. Unfortunately, this doesn't help me very much. Could get lead the charge. That might be interesting. Divine Righteousness can be fun. Could add, no saving throws. That could be useful. Alternatively, give me more armor class or instinctive damage. Welp. This is actually an interesting choice. You know, I think I'm gonna go with the point of Constitution. Because how many hit points is that gonna give me, I wonder? If it's more than 10, that would be useful. Let's find out. I didn't get any points of Constitution. What? That was weird. Alright, whatever. Okay, so we did that. So where should we go questing as a level 25? Or should we just simply go and play in the Slayer areas? We could do that. Go play with Slayer areas. So if I were going to do Slayer stuff, where would I go? Let's start with, I don't know, Feywild. Why not? Let's go through the list here. Because Ravenloft is just too widespread. Feywild will get me rares quickly. And then once we're done with Feywild, we can run across to Saltmarsh. And we can go beat up things there. Apparently I've never been to Feywild in this character. How lovely. Oh my god, somebody named their character Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy? Oh my god. Well played. I'm gonna call that one well played. Alrighty, so these are my epic destinies. Again, you're gonna go lay down. Yes, go get some rest. Pet Aldemir for me, please. Must pet the kitty. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. The big one for this character is Fate Singer. We're doing all of our charisma to damage for all that shenanigans. And then we got a little bit of Divine Crusader, like just a smidge. But most of the rest of our points are spent in Macro Technic. Now, of course, we're going to get more Destiny points as we level up. And how many Destiny points? I got all 3 Destiny tomes applied, so that's good. But what I'm going to want to do, I pretty much have everything I want out of Fate Singer. And I have pretty much, I think, everything that I want out of... Actually, I kind of want to get Improved Aegis, but you have to get the... Where's the dinner? So we're going to go see how this character plays. We're going to go try to beat up some rares in the Feywild. Let's see how badly I get my ass kicked. This will be fun. Thank you, Kobold. And I would like to point out this character has the Jin's Discovery boost on from last year's anniversary still.
Off we go into Harrison's fruit bowl.
I'm not certain about this voice acting for this owl. Maybe I should actually talk to him. Make sure I do it all. No. Thank you.
You spot a bent figure in the distance. The hag gives a surprised laugh, then scuttles off.
So I've got Tonquin's hammer. Everybody who remembers Tonquin, the developer, formerly known as Lichabel, or Lich. He apparently has some new job. I don't know what it is, but he was actually working on his own game for a little bit, called Soloria. Had it up as a demo on Steam, and it was fun, actually. It was basically a proof in concept.
You spot a pattern in the windswept meadow. A living chessboard formed from the greenery itself.
Alright, this should be proof of the pudding. Alright, see how we do. Oh, yeah! That's what I'm talking about! Come here. Now this is just like left clicking and I'm just murdering these things. Hell yeah. What I don't understand is where's quick death? I love the music in Feywild. It's so good. So yeah, I think we'll just do some mucking about in wildernesses.
This soaring structure is Winwood Hall, the home of Lord Arden and the local center of the
My
summer
name is
court.
Lord Arden. I live in the garden. All right. Am I gonna bother with the quest? Nope. Let's go back in. Let's see how we do. We're gonna do the exploration and also the working on a little bit of the Slayer. Oh man, I should actually. You know what? Hold on. Let me go get a Slayer pot. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's go get a Slayer pot. Do I have a Slayer pot in my bags? I don't think so. Apparently I don't have Slayer pot. Oh, that's I'm in the wrong folder. Aha! Well... I want a good Slayer pot. Alright, let me go find my Slayer pots, wherever the hell they ran off to. No, we'll use those. I'm not gonna fuss about it. Come here. This way I'll use them. There. Towards the Slayer pots. Let's go! And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the wilderness. That way I have a chance to get a different Hearsome encounter. Let's go. So level 25. Yeah, see, there we go. We get the Ginny up. Hey bud, what's up? You can't go back home, why not? Let's begin the door. Roar. Give me you. Da-da. I'm just left clicking. Look at this. Left clicking only. He did hardly any damage to my character. That's so much fun. Okay. Give me all that crap. Oh, there's another here. Some. So I gotta tell you something really cool that happened today. Like, quite amazing. So, as many of you who follow my social media may know, I ordered the WoW Midnight Collector's Edition. Because I've been doing that. I have them all since Wrath of the Lich King. I don't recall if I don't think I have Burning Crusade. And I know I don't have Classic OG Vanilla. But one of the things that happened was I got an email at like Wednesday night, Thursday morning at like 1:30 or 1:19 a.m. on Thursday. So Wednesday into Thursday. And it said, your package is on the way! And you go to the page and it says, okay, we're going to update this as soon as we get your package. Okay. It hasn't updated on the page yet. And I should point out, for those who aren't following Warcraft that much, their expansion drops on the 2nd. Their early access drops on the 26th. And according to the information on the tracking page for my box, it's hasn't been picked up yet by FedEx and it's in California. So that's going all the way across the damn country. Right? See, look at that. I'm just like melting. These things are like falling apart like, you know, hot knife through butter. Butter. So I'm legit concerned I'm not going to get my box before the freaking expansion drops, right? So I'm not certain I'm going to get my box in time for the early access. I'm not even sure I'm going to get my box in time for the actual launch. Right? And one of my friends posted that they got their box today. I'm like, and so I didn't want to, like, you know, disrupt their feed or anything like this. So I did my own separate post asking in general, hey, if you got your box today, when did you get your email that was being shipped? And when was your thing updated to say that they have your package? And the person who posted that they had their box said that they had gotten their email. They said it was the day before, but since mine was literally after midnight, my suspicion was that they got their email, I would say probably less than 12 hours before I got my email, saying that, you know, your package is on the way, and this is where you go to find updates, blah, blah, blah. And then she added that she got her update that FedEx had the package, and here's where, you know, that it had been scanned by FedEx. They had it in their, you know, chain of custody. FedEx had the package. And then 3 days later, she got her box, which was today.
Vast tree reaches upward to the sky, yet some form of
and she also noted that hers had gone all the way across the country, in her case, Canada. Where am I? Where am I? Yeah, we're going back here to see if Boris is home. So this is the second rare in the game that's named Boris. There's a horse in, named Boris in, Primordia. So basically, even though this person was in Canada, they got their email less than 12 hours before I got my email. Their tracking got updated within 24 hours from then, and then they got their box. Whereas, I don't even know where my damn box is. So, here's the part that was amazing. She then said, I sent you a DM. And the irony here is I had been basically ignoring Blue Sky's insistent that you need to verify your account, your age, in order to get full access to these servers. And I hadn't noticed any difference with my feed. And I'm like, you know, I don't care if they think I'm a kid. There's nothing on Blue Sky that I need to worry about. Because I already have all the nudity and shit turned off, because I don't care. Because it's like, you know, if I want to go see that, I'm not going to bother to do it on social media. I'm going to go to a site, you know, made for that purpose entirely. Ooh! Ooh! You see what I see, chat? You see what I see? That there, you see that purple outline? It's a Fate Twisted chest! Hell yeah! These guys are actually doing some damage to me, which is interesting. So, before we open this Fate Twisted chest. So when they still exist, I know, right? See, it's on stream. There's proof. I'm actually gonna make a short of this, whatever comes. Actually, let me open the chest first. That way, I can get a clean discussion of what, you know. That way, the video will just be the right stuff here. All right, let's do the thing. I mean, it's not right. It's right here. What do I get? What do I get? Titania's Glory? I said tits. Crown of Summer. Plus 15 enhancement bonus to positive healing amps. Plus 10 enhancement to melee power. Plus 5 to range power. 2 extra smites per rest? Oh, Smite Eve. Oh, a hallowed item? Eternal Holy Burst. If you're wearing this item, your melee range and unarmed attacks gain the Holy Burst ability. This weapon is holy! The weapon deals an additional 1 to 6 good damage on each hit. In addition, crit hits deal an initial 1 to 10 good damage for weapons with a plus 2 crit multiplier, 2 to 20 for a plus 3 crit multiplier, and 3 to 30 for a times 4 multiplier. Oh, man. And this character is a paladin who could actually use this. I mean, the positive healing amps is whatever. It's like, I need repair amps. But the bonus to melee power and extra smites in hallowed? Though, it would be even better if it had sacred on it, because that helps you turn. That's pretty damn good. I am going to miss the helm that I currently am using, so I need to look at my gear for getting replacing the accuracy, and I'm not as fussed about the spell points. But yeah, that's nice. That is very nice. Alright, so that one's going on the short form video. Yep, there we go. Fate Twisted chests do still live in Dungeons & Dragons Online. Alright. Fun. Okay. Let's get back to my story. So, my friend DM'd me and said, you know, I really hate the... I'm going to summarize what they said. I'm not going to quote them directly or anything like that. But basically, what she did is she was like, you know what? I don't really need this because, it doesn't matter to me, whatever. Here, would you like to have the code out of my box? I'm not going to use it because I don't need it. So she obviously already bought the digital version. So she just freaking offered me the code out of her, and she added, and this is the part that I was doing this. I was doing Niagara Falls this afternoon, while I was at work. Not at work, but on work. And then she said, I really, didn't like the idea that you would miss out on early access or, the launch because of this. So whenever you get your box, just send me your code. If you don't even have to do that. She even said that. You don't even have to do that. I don't need it. She was even talking to, because one of the things, if you have the box code and you apply it to your account and you have you'd already spent the extra money to get a digital version of the expansion, Blizzard will, if you ask for a refund, Blizzard will refund the cost of the digital version to your Blizzard balance. And she apparently didn't even need that. She didn't really care. She's like, here, have this. And so once she made me fully aware that, this was not putting her out, and clearly the implication was the money was no object in this particular case. So it was like, okay. So I accepted with deep gratitude and applied the code to my account, let her know. And I am still going to offer her the code from my box if it ever gets here. But at this point, I don't know if I'm even going to get the damn thing because FedEx hasn't even acknowledged that they have it. And part of the problem with it is the fact that the website that you buy the collector's edition boxes from is not run by Blizzard directly. It's run by a third-party company, which is why this is such a big hassle and a big mess. Now, I understand having a third-party company for fulfillment for physical swag can be very convenient, but in this particular case, it's also very bad if something goes wrong. And it's also why people can't get refunds in cash like you used to be able to, because Blizzard used to handle the shit themselves. But they, got rid of that overhead, and, here we are. Let me turn up my thing. Anyhow. So that's kind of exciting, and it was very, very, very kind of my friend. And I don't want to name names. If you look at my social media, you know who it is. And I want to give them all the credit, all my deepest thanks. So what that means is on Thursday, servers willing, I will be streaming the early access to World of Warcraft Midnight. And they're going to be doing Twitch drops, so I'll be in the category, and anybody who's watching my stream can earn credit for Twitch drops. And they got 2 cute new ones coming up, a couple pieces of housing decor. And also, by giving me her code, she has solved one of the problems that I had been having. One of the big gripes, and, sometimes people bitch about some of the stuff that Standing Stone does. And I understand why Standing Stone does some of the shit that they do. And yes, I'm not disagreeing with a lot of the grumpiness in the community in certain things. Anniversary loot box is not one of them, by the way. However, that being said, the bullshittery of Blizzard starting the biggest new system addition to the game in the entire 20-year history of this MMO. Right? Did I not go down far enough to get where I need to go? I did not, because it's down here. They added housing to WoW in early November.
Fortunately for you, the branches form a ramp.
And this is massive for WoW. Right? it would be... It's even more massive than if DDO added proper housing, as opposed to just, you know, guild airships. An actual house that you could decorate and supported with all of the features of the game, adding decor that a whole bunch of people earned just for having done certain raids in the past 20 years, blah, 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 blah. Whoops, I am cursed. I am cursed. Can I not hit this guy? There we go. There we go. He fell down and went boom. But anybody who bought the collector's edition, the actual physical box, about yay big, by yay big, by yay thick, it has like an art book, it has the code on a card, it has a whole bunch of other stuff, and costs $130. Yeah, there's a whole separate discussion about how Standing Stone and Daybreak charge $130 for their top tier expansion, and you don't even get anything physical out of it. That's a whole side discussion. I kind of understand why it is. Hashtag Daybreak, just Daybreak things. Because that all started happening when Daybreak took over. It's not a Standing Stone thing. EverQuest charges the same prices for their top tier expansions. Anywho. Blizzard has a third-party company that does their physical swag gear. In fact, I'm wearing Blizzard gear today. Both of my shirts. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt and a t-shirt, and they're both I'm rolling with my Alliance colors today. I have a matching pair of these shirts in Horde colors. I'll probably be wearing those on Thursday for the other stream, but that being said, I might just throw this in the wash and wear the skin. I don't know. This is my comfy. I'm an Alliance main, so. But what they did is the only way you could get access to housing for the past 3 months is to buy a digital copy of their expansion. The digital copy, and there's 3 tiers of that, 50, 75 or 80, and then 100. And those are all digital, and they would get you things like currency for their in-game shop, you know, a couple of mounts, couple of pets, a character boost, basically all the shit you get from an Ultimate Fan Edition if you buy the top tier. You also got guaranteed beta access for the top tier. You also, you get more for each successive tier, but all 3 of these tiers gave access to housing. Okay? The collector's edition will give you access to housing when you receive the physical box. Back in the day, they used to be able to do it to where they could just send you the code. Kind of like now how you can't buy a gift copy of the game to somebody else unless you basically either send them money or whatever. You can't just gift an expansion to somebody. Well, the way Blizzard does it, because their gear store, which includes all the physical swag, is a completely separate company, even though you're signing in with your Battle.net account, you can sign in with your Battle.net. You don't have to, but I did for ease of access. It's like, okay, here's my Battle.net stuff. Here I am. Here's my purchase history. They don't have any feature in that system to allow them to simply assign the code to the account that buys it, or do a little button that says, this is actually a gift for someone else. Send me the code. So I guess they figure having the code printed out on a card in a physical box was more secure than emailing somebody a code. Oh my god, it might show up in your spam folder. You never get your code. Oh no. you would think that it would be attached to your account. So you can see, oh, I redeemed this code. Because it's in your... I mean, even Standing Stone has that. You go look in the in-game store, and you look at your transaction history. It'll tell you what code you applied to your damn account. It's right there. Alright, I need to go find the Parliament of Owls, which are beyond this little hillock and tree in the back corner. So housing has been the big thing that has been added to WoW that people have been playing with for the past 3 months. Unless you bought the collector's edition and did not spend the extra minimum of $50 for the digital access. Now, let's say you're on a budget like me. I'm on a budget. I'm not gonna lie, I'm on a budget. Or you choose to operate on the principle of the matter, which is, I already paid you $130 damn dollars. I'm not paying you another 50 plus to get something that I, you know. Because Blizzard was basically assuming that anybody who really wanted it would be willing to spend the extra 50 bucks. I'm waiting for those to go away. So they've been doing all of these promotions based on housing. They're actually in the middle of a contest right now. They're doing all these things with content creators like, oh my god, WoW housing, is this so good? And it's like, are you guys going to still continue to do stuff after the expansion launches?
You cannot find any sign of who built it.
Don't know. Because as with any like press junket or anything like that, typically they are going to be... they're going to be limited time affairs. It's like, okay, we've done this thing. This is no longer the new hotness, and we're going to move on to something else. I don't expect them to do any kind of, like, annual housing contest or anything like that. Like, they do, like, annual or, you know, periodic, like, you know, I don't know. You know, they do, like, the Race to World First anytime a new raid comes out. They will do, hi, hello. They'll do, like, their various esports tournaments every so often. So those are, like, recurring periodic events, as opposed to, well, housing, once housing is no longer the new hotness, then what? So for anybody who is either principal bound or financially bound to not be able to purchase their Midnight, their copy of Midnight, until after the launch, well, you're just kind of screwed. You're not gonna have time to play with the new stuff either. There we go. We got all of the things. So
is this an offering to some local?
We've done all the rares this time, so let's bounce. Let's bounce. So I've been basically complaining about that for the past 3 months. What I've tried to be careful in not really responding directly to like my friends about it, you know, raining on their parade. If it's like one of my friends in my D&D group is she bought her digital copy because she didn't really care for the CE. And she did all of her housing stuff, and instead of saying anything that would make her feel bad about the fact that she did that, as I just kept my trap shut. One of my WoW friends actually invited me to her house twice now. And I'm like, the first time I kind of, well, I didn't blow her off about it, but I kind of, you know, didn't really say much. The second time I explained myself, it's like, I would love to come visit your house, but I'm too salty about how Blizzard did this. And I want to see what you made, but I don't want to ruin the experience by being grumpy about something that's you had nothing to do with, right? So I will be taking her up on her offer to visit her house sometime here the next time we discuss it. So I feel better about that. Oh, somebody named their character Milky Ways. Was it after the candy bar or what? So the question is, do we want to do the rares again? Because there were a whole bunch of them we missed. I think we'll do the rares one more time. And then we'll go to a different wilderness. We'll maybe do Salt Marsh a couple times. Kind of, you know, liven things up. And go to different places. He's not in this time. Game. Alright. We have here some over here some. No, here's some. Alright. This will be a quicker run of the rares because I'm not looking for the actual locations anymore. Okay, owlbears are there, which means Quick Death is not home.
You spot a pattern in the wind-swept meadow. A living chessboard formed from the greenery itself.
There's our here's some this time around. Though my favorite hearsome is the one where he appears at the foot of the hill on the other side of this and has a chest. But you have to fight some corrupted unicorns for it. Alright, she's not home either. So far we're getting skunked on the rares. Oh, we finally found one. So remember to clear my bags after this run too. That's a pretty powerful red cap if you can knock a Bladeforged flat like that. Speed item, and it replaces my accuracy and adds deadly. But I have to be level 29 to use it. Still, that's not a bad pull. That's not a bad pull at all. Alright. Get all my stuff. I am noticing a little bit of game lag though. I might actually go to Myth Draenor, actually.
A few short steps, the temperature plummets, and snow covers the ground. whatever caused
Okay,
this
Frost isn't
sudden
home.
change in the climate surely wasn't natural.
And it's my outro music for my official streams on Sunday nights. So this will be my last DDO stream of the month because on Thursday I'm going to be playing some WoW. Friday's my Lotro night. Or Friday will be my Lotro afternoon and Lotro night. And then Saturday, maybe I'll do a DDO stream on Saturday. I don't know yet. It'll depend. I might do another. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. Might actually stream some Dune. What? And if the Thursday night WoW stream is a bust because the servers are very likely to be a pile of shit. Because it's going to be launch day in World of Warcraft, which means the servers are going to be garbage. There's no amount of preparation that any game dev studio has ever managed in the history of MMOs to survive launch day of your latest expansion. And on Thursday it'll be like, you know, the pre-order launch day. So everybody who pre-ordered has early access in their edition of the game. And I don't know if the $50 digital editions do or not. I'm not going to bother looking it up either. Don't care that much. All I know is I spent my $130 and had to wait. And if I didn't have a very extremely generous friend, I would probably still be waiting until God knows when, until I got my box. Ow! Is that the voice or the epic voice? It is the epic voice. Alright. How many packs do I have? I only have 3. I do like that little sound the horse makes when you mount the horse. It goes that little sound. Alright, is Tiger Lily home or not? That is the question. Nope, she is not. What wilderness should we go to next, kids? I think we'll go to Saltmarsh. Saltmarsh. I don't remember if I did Saltmarsh on this character yet. Or I may be thinking of the other Bladeforged paladin, the one that I have over on, is it Thrain? I think it's on Thrain. Let's go to Saltmarsh. Free to a good home. What a nice kin name. And by kin name, I mean guild name. You know what I mean. Alright, we'll run a couple of We are killing kobolds in sewer again. Wow, it's fascinating how this looks green, gold, and black in the Saltmarsh lighting. I'd also like to point out how I'm not using any of my hirelings for this. It's just like, I don't care. Briscoe is home, therefore the pirate is not. Let's go find the haunted house at the top of the hill.
stiff wind blows in off the waves, carrying the briny stink of churning salt water.
And yet there's no real churning of the salt water. It's one thing I wish DDO could do is import the water tech that they use in Lotro. Because it's so good.
To offer their prayers to the god of the sea.
It is so, so good.
For a moment, you're taken aback by the sprawling pit and the foul smell. What vile thing have you discovered? Then you realize it's the town dump.
That's probably my favorite voice actor line.
The day is large, scaly, and filled
It's the
with
town dump.
as sharp as spears.
Like your DM is giving you instructions, you know, building up the hype and the creep and all. It's the town dump. I love it so, so much. Let's actually do the circuit of the rares backwards. Normally I do like counter, you know, do like clockwise from that side. We're gonna do counterclockwise this time, but we're gonna start here where the campsite is.
It looks as though many travelers have used this campsite to pass the night over the years.
I don't seem to recall this cottage out here being one of the things. I think it's just kind of here. Yeah, it's just kind of here. Oh, this rare is not home. That's nothing down there.
A lone cottage stands here, abandoned and overgrown.
Rude. Dead.
You come across a crude statue of a giant frog. It seems to be made of packed dirt. At least, hope it's dirt.
That's my second favorite. Gotta always love a hidden poop joke.
Tracks in the mud lead to a dark and stinking den.
Or not so hidden poop joke. Alright, he's not home. You are home! Yay! Lom, you're staying up late again! I'm having fun running wildernesses as a level 25 Bladeforged paladin. And I did forget to clear my bags out, didn't I? Yes, Druids did. Well, we'll fix that. After the first run, remind me to clear my bags after the first run is done. Ow. We're doing exploration and rares, and if we get Slayer done while we're at it, cool
The
beans.
lizard folk have built a crude shrine as as a way of marking the new boundary of their territory.
Oh, everybody's coming in. Hell yeah, let's go. Look at this. It's like all these dudes are hitting my character, and they're like 7 levels above me, and I got a whole pile of them, and I'm just rolling over them. Hell yeah. Man, I got 5 million of those things. Let's see if the water weird is home. You're going to bed now? Aww. You know what I should do? Hold on, Lom. Hold on. Let me get to where... Is it normally here? Yeah, I think it is normally here. Hold on. You know what? We'll just do it right now. We'll start it up, that way you can enter the giveaway, and if you win, I'll just send you the code. Later on. Giveaway, reset. Away, open. There we go. That way you can at least get your entry in. If you are a winner, I will just DM you a code for 100 DDO pointos. So, just points.
A large hole leads down beneath the earth. Strange sounds.
You know what I missed? I missed the druid circle back here.
From the burrow.
Now you can go to bed. And I'll be doing 2 drawings for 2 separate codes of 100 points each, so... Nom go lurky.
This small druid's grove
There we go.
is a quiet haven of peace.
I do like to show support for folks who roll in and show support for me. Because I don't have a lot of folks in here. So people generally don't get lost in the shuffle. Do you have sea lion? We do not have sea lion. What I don't understand is why we have snow here in that one little corner.
The deck is littered with dead sailors. They didn't die in the wreck. Their wounds suggest that they were slain with spears. The Sahuagin have captured this seaside fortress from the lizard folk. They're using it as their base of operations for their invasion of the coast. There was a battle here, and judging from the corpses, it was a battle that the lizard folk clearly lost. This ship seems to have sunk very recently. The main cabin appears to be completely intact.
Got 6 more places to find.
Hastily erected
5 more places to find.
low entrance into the hillside. This is the lizard folk's new lair. skeleton.
This is like having a giant 12-foot skeleton on your lawn after Halloween.
Idly wonder whether it's been there for months, years, or centuries. A beacon stands here to warn ships away from the dangers of the headland at night.
There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. What's that?
This ring of ancient standing stones commands a fine view of the sea. Yet, for some reason, it gives you an uncomfortable feeling.
Come on. You have the high ground? No, I don't think so. Alright. 3, 4, 1, 2, 2. And you toast. Thank you, Kobold. Now the question is, am I going to farm the OG anniversary? By OG I mean the level 10 anniversary, or the 10-year anniversary, to get another Kobold, or not?
No one has used the warehouses of Crapper's Cove for years, officially anyway. Rumor has it that some of the local smugglers along abandoned tower stands crumbling on the hillside. The upper floors have long since collapsed, but stairs lead down into the dark.
Big Stompy Boy! Big Stompy Boy! Well, the DC for the rune arms is good. Magical sheltering, or physical sheltering is good. UMD is good. So those might actually be good to wear for this character, even though she's not a trapping character. The other stuff would be useful. Alright, let's kill some wargs. No, she's not home. Okay, so we have all of the locations discovered. Only some of the rares. So we're gonna pop out. We're gonna see if we can do this the fun way. Or see if we're gonna fall in the creek. We're gonna fall in the creek. Yep. We're gonna fall in the creek. And then we'll go again for Salt Marsh. And then we will look at our next wilderness to deal with. Actually, we could probably do the wilderness in the Cog. Oh no, my goggles have been damaged. What am I gonna do? Ah! Alright, keeping those. Keeping that. Keeping that. Keeping that. Some of those can be sentient food for sure. Might actually feed the kobold. What? I'm still excited we got a Fate Twisted item. Yeah. One that I will eventually be able to use as this character. Or I might be able to use it on another paladin or two. I don't know. Well, I'll toss it in the vault and see which character winds up with it later on. Because right now I can't do anything with any of them. Because I'm only level 25. Okay, thank you. Michael Bublé. Okay, that was a funny name for a character, I have to admit. That was actually clever. That was clever. This goes in my inventory. The rest of this junk can go in here. Titania's Glory. So Titania, of course, is most famous from the Shakespeare play Midsummer Night's Dream. I once saw that play performed live in Oxford. It was June of... Was it June? Yeah, it was June of 1994. And this is Oxford in the UK. And... I just realized. Hold, please. It's about the character. Never mind. I can use Rana. And I don't remember much about the play. I mean, I know the play, right? But to paint a picture for you, this was in the garden, basically a walled garden. By garden, in the UK, a garden is basically a lawn, back lawn or backyard or whatever, garden. This was not manicured per se, but it was tended. So the grass wasn't mowed so much. It was kept at a decent, it was springy, but not, it wasn't wild. It wasn't, hardcore mowed or anything like that. And this walled garden, and it if you say walled garden, you kind of think of these really fancy arches and, topiaries and, trimmed bushes or whatever. No, this is just a flat lawn with 2 ginormous ancient oak trees. I mean, these things were freaking... I'm not saying they were as big as California redwoods, but these trees were hundreds of years old, and there were 2 of them. And the wall behind them, in a little bit of a distance on the other side of the lawn, was ancient. We're talking Middle Ages shit. Like, this was part of the original wall for the town back then. And this was the new college, which, if it's new and it's in the UK, it's probably 500 years old. I don't know how old the new college is at Oxford. And it was dusk. So night was falling. It was twilight, dusk, gloaming. This is in Oxford in the UK. And there was no stage. There were no chairs. Everybody sat on the grass. The 2 trees formed the boundary of the stage. So as the actors would come out, onto and off the stage area, and there was no actual stage, it was just the lawn. The only technology there were 2 scaffolds on either side in the back of the audience that had spotlights shining down to where the actors were performing. And it being summer, this is in June. Okay, early summer. Bugs would fly in the lights and get illuminated by the lights. And so it looked like fairy lights while the play was going on. It was fucking magical. It was like being in the Feywild. And so when I see Titania's Glory, I think of Titania, the character from A Midsummer Night's Dream, and then I think of the play that I had seen when I was in college, back in '94. It was a magnificent moment. I have a photo. I think I have I don't know if I still have them in my... I probably do, because my original photo archives were on my old iMac, which is literally sitting behind the green screen. It hasn't been plugged. It hasn't been plugged in since was it last year or the year before? Because somebody was bitching about okay, now I should rephrase it. They were talking about the old Mac client for Lord of the Rings Online, and I'm like, do I still have that on my iMac? Chat, I did have it. I did still have it in my archives. And technically it worked. I couldn't log into the servers because the Mac client, the OG Mac client, was wired for the old turbine stuff. So the launch pathways pointed to the turbine stuff instead of the standing stone stuff. But one of the things it could do is it could detect the then current servers. And then I found the much newer Mac, the Wine client for Lotro that worked on Mac, that stopped working when Mac OS went to 64-bit apps exclusively, And while the Lotro launcher was 64 bits, the Wine app that fed into the Lotro launcher was not. So, but that iMac is so old it can't be upgraded to the 64-bit architecture. And so I was actually able to, it took like a week because it kept crashing the download, but I eventually downloaded the latest version of Lotro through the Wine client and managed to boot up and got in game on my ancient 2009 iMac. I only got 1 frame per second because, yeah, no, they don't have a Mac client at all. They don't support Mac either way. But because my iMac was so ancient and I still had the ancient launcher that didn't require 64-bit architecture, I was able to log in to the current modern servers, etc., etc. This is before the server transfers, though. I actually imagine if I plugged it in and let it boot up again, that it would connect to the new servers. That would be fascinating to find out. It never ran DDO because DDO is for... I don't know if DDO ever had a Mac client. If it did, they got rid of that a long time ago. But you can play Lotro and DDO on a Mac. All you have to do is be willing to use a Windows partition. You know, use the built-in Boot Camp or get crossover or parallels or any of those other things that let you basically run a copy of Windows on your Mac. Because my professor, Corey Olson, streams Lotro on his iMac through, I think he uses Parallels. But it's still, most of those are paid apps anyway, so whatever. Anywho, let's go back and do another round of Salt Marsh Rares. And then we'll find another wilderness to beat up. I would also like to point out that we've already gotten 3 ticks. 3 points for our Epic Destinies. That would be handy. How many points is that? That is 1 point. Actually, I do want to get those 2 as well. Let me fill that out. And I could also get Consecrate. Or Shield of Light. Or we can get ourselves some Fortification, and that will actually get us... Oh man, we'll be 2 points off of 200% Fortification. Your arms also benefit from meta magics if you have them, but I don't have them. I probably need to rebuild this character, honestly. Yeah, I have no meta magics. Getting rune arms to charge faster would be nice. Getting 6% double strike would be nice. Don't care about that. Get rune arm DCs. Ooh, a lot of these options are nice. Hey, Golden Swag, how you doing? Welcome in. Wilson's here for the points. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, this one is... I mean, getting these would be really, really nice. But I could hit this to get... wait, which one? Which one was I looking at? I get 25% for it right there. And more hit points. I think we'll go with this. There. And that'll get me my fort over 200. Good. How y'all doing? We're basically just goofing around with my Bladeforged paladin running wilderness stuff. And I'm really enjoying how much this character is able to, you know, just kick ass and take names in wildernesses that are supposed to be legendary. Not even bring out hirelings to help. It's just like, I'm just running around. Ooh, pirates up. Pirates up. Hello, Mr. Pirate. At level 25, and these are like, what, CR 35 dudes? Ooh. Hello? Yes, please. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I think I have a stash of sentient XP in my...
Come to this thriving
okay,
temple
you're not up.
to offer their prayers to the god of the sea.
I've killed 69 critters in Salt Marsh. Nice. Wilson missed my rant about Blizzard earlier in the stream. You didn't miss much, just me bitching about
For a moment,
how people who got the collector's edition and did not buy the digital version has been screwed out of playing housing for the past 3 months.
it's the town dog.
But would also like to note that a dear friend sent me their code since they weren't going to use it. They got the box and they bought a digital copy of the game. They don't care. They had that money to spend and they didn't worry about it. So I will be streaming some WoW on Thursday when early access comes up. And I'm assuming everybody else is going to be streaming WoW, which means maybe 2 people will watch the stream. But one of the things is you can have my stream up in the background and earn drops. So there's a reason to have at least the stream open in a tab in the background. That is if you care about WoW Twitch drops, and if you don't care, don't worry about it. Do I expect the servers to be on fire that day? Hell yeah. Because not even Blizzard can manage to have a smooth launch day. Nobody has a smooth launch day. That's where you just hang out with your community and just chill and have fun. Hello? Wow. That's not actually too bad. Except as a Bladeforged, it doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about underwater breathing anyway. That's one reason why I used to hate, because like I don't like the appearance of Bladeforged / Warforged, but in early editions of Hardcore League, I would play one because of the underwater action, because I didn't ever have to worry about drowning. 3, 4, 1, 2, 2. There we go. That one would also be useful. I'm getting like all these potentially useful minor artifacts. So this thing right here is doing me weird. Ooh, I should run Myth Draenor. Ooh, I think we're gonna go to Myth Draenor next and see if I get my ass kicked there. See if I get any cool loot out of the boxes. Because we're doing well today, kids. And again, we do have a points thing if you're just tuning in. It's my shameless attempt to get people to watch the stream. I mean, that's why Standing Stone gives us these things. They give it to people. Now, officially, we are also allowed to just put them on our own account. But we don't have to. In fact, they expect us to, you know. But they're not gonna, like, throw pitch a fit if you use them to yourself. But it's a nice thing to do for the community. You know, have some folks hang out, shoot the shit. Make some new friends. Oh my god, I need to go out and get a freaking lottery ticket. And that one doesn't have a really cool border, so I'm going to make sure I lock it so I don't do something stupid with it. Let me do this for that, and this for that, and that for that. Damn, we're doing good on this run. Yeah, we're going to Myth Draenor next. I'm just gonna skip straight to Myth Draenor and see how it goes. Yeah, I did want to go see if the fire bait was up. Yep, he's there. Oh no, they knocked me down. What am I gonna do? I did it again. Oh no. Oh, is that Scribe of Communion? Oh, yes it is. Come here, you. Thank you. Oh, we got another one of those. Sweet. That's definitely gonna be sentient food. Sentient food! So, Saltmarsh is doing well by us today. Heck yeah. Okay, let's go to the broken down thing back here. No, he's not home. We've gotten over half of the... Have we gotten over half? No, 7, 8, and 7, and there's 2. We got almost half of the rares. So as long as we get, like, one more of the new ones. The ones we haven't hit yet. Aww. Oh, displace your beast. Wakey, wakey! Yeah, these are CR32s, and I'm not having any problem with them. Not even when I get, like, surrounded by a whole pile of them. Oh man, I get tons of those. Tower shield. I actually won. I think one of my Fae characters is using one of those right now. Or maybe it's my PDK paladin currently using a tower shield. I know I have a character using a tower shield. Actually, no, it is the hardcore Fae character who's using it. Because I did not give the hardcore Reaper character. Mugwug, the mighty bullywug, is down dead. That is such a weird sound effect. Star fragment. Hell yeah. Alright, we have over half of the rares done, killed, dead. So there's the sea lion whom we haven't met yet. This guy's not up this time. There's the water weird. Water weird still isn't here. No sea lion? No sea lion. I think the drowner is always up. She's not a. I don't know why she's considered a rare. She's always there. She's always present. I wonder if part of why this character is doing so well is because of the recent updates to cleaves. I don't recall if it applied to exalted cleaves, but I don't see why they wouldn't.
What's that?
There we go. And I don't recall, did we look for the crocodile? Not these crocodiles. One is over here. Rude. Because normally I look for the crocodile as soon as I come down the hill from there. Oh yeah. We hit up the crocodile already. Alright, let's pop out. So now we have 8 more rares to discover. One's gonna be the undead dude in the graveyard. Let me clear out my bags. Repair my stuff. Got a ton of arrows. So I'm gonna feed one of these to the kobold. And since neither of them have any bonuses better than the other one, it doesn't matter which one I use. So, come here, kobold.
This is best part.
Kobold, nap time! Alright, here you go. Oh man, kobold didn't say anything? Kobold, you disappoint me. Kobold disappointing. And I need to put in, I haven't decided what filigrees to put in yet. And so I want to think about that before I do anything with this tonight. But the two-headed platinum piece, that spell absorption is so hot. That is so, so good. And of course having the good luck as well. I think I only have one other character that has the two-headed platinum piece. Kobold's not being very talkative tonight. That's okay, Kobold. I forgive you. Alright, let's see where we're going next. We could do the cogs. But I'm kind of thinking... let's go to Mithranor. Why? Because it's going to be funny. Alright. Who's hitting me up in... Hold on. If I'm getting tagged in that Discord, may be a problem. Oh, somebody use AI. Blah. Yeah, let's go to Mithranor because this will be a little bit tougher. So name their character Furby, but not spelled the way of the creature that yeah. Let's go run through this. Tickle fights. I've seen tickle fights in chat before. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm going from a level 32 wilderness to a level 35 wilderness. We are gonna try to find, pick up some of the journals to get the XP for that. What kind of XP boost do I have on me? 30%. Nice.
I can feel these elves' hope. I feel the
Alright, let's see how we do against these guys.
seeds, Jane. I know they will.
Oh, they're CR35, so they're not too much more difficult.
Seeing how far this city will go in the hands of the young. I will let them work. This must be their project, not mine.
Anybody have any cool predictions about the upcoming expansion? I know a couple of content creators have already made a couple of videos about it based on their knowledge of the book that it's going to be coming from. Out of the Abyss. Dun 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 dun. Alright, we're going to bang a left and we're going to go up this way. Because I know there's a journal right here up there where that little platform is. That's not so difficult.
I have roamed this city, biding my time, waiting for them to inevitably return to me. My anticipation of the threat they have foreseen hangs over me. It will be soon. A flicker from the missile tells me all I need to know. I am ready.
They recently did a revamp of some of the landscape, and they basically did some procedural generation of some landscape, and some of it is a little bit weird. It's kind of hidden at the owlbear that likes to hang out up there. That if you don't know exactly where he is, you'll miss him. I think actually the house... Hold on. I believe the house on the cliff top back here is one of the locations. Let me go back. Where is that house? I see it on walking trees like in Tolkien. Where is it? Where is it? Thought there was a house back here somewhere. Why did I think there was a house back here? I felt like there was something on that cliff. Ow. I am totally misremembering. There is a standing stone in that valley based on, it looks like the dev logo. But then they kind of spritz it all over the place. One of the places that I didn't notice they'd put it in until recently was where they put it in... They use the icon, the main tree, or the main, stone in the middle, as the place where it was holding up some of the final room in the corrupted tree in Feywild. I was like, oh, okay, all right, so, all right, I think I know where I am now. Need to go find my favorite lake. Okay, I remember where I am now. This is the path coming in, and so we're following the path. All right. Again, put the word points in chat to enter the giveaway for one of 2 points codes for DDO for 100 points each. So there will be 2 lucky winners.
Here it was, city of song, glowing with the mythos touch beneath the inkling light of stars. Those from all
She said
races,
inkling.
all walks of life existed together in harmony.
Harmony.
Innovation, so much conversation. My old soul got used to the company. Could have stayed there forever. That forever now exists solely in the past.
I think I only have one character who has actually gone and done all 20 ruins. So far I haven't found a single one. Potted plant? No potted plant, alas. I'm here mostly for the rares because I'm on a schedule. A lot of the quest entrances will have, oh man, my map is so tiny. There you go, make my map bigger. So I can actually see where I'm going. There. Let's go down to this quest.
The smoke billowing from a gigantic
There we go, we
tree
found
nearby
something.
caught your eye. As you approach, something else captures your attention. A large, shining dragon who watches the blaze with grave concern.
Oh no. Plants? This rock didn't used to be there. This is one of the effects of the random the procedural generation they did on this wilderness. They did the same thing in Lotro once, with hilarious results that wound up being posted about on like Massively and MMORPG and other websites, because in that game it was a bit of a worse issue in that they have automated stable points that you can mount. It'll put you on a mount and take you to the place that you're going. And on predetermined routes, you don't get to drive. Basically, mounts on rails. And well, one of those rocks appeared in the middle of the road between Bree and a town called Trestlebridge, and well, people on their mounts got stuck there. It was funny. There's a random grave in a chest in Orchard for yesterday, not once but a few times. Ooh. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever set foot in the orchard. Have I? Where's the orchard? Hi. If I'm thinking of the thing that I'm thinking of, I think I might have only stepped foot in there once. Unless you're thinking the orchard around the necropolis. Of course I've done the necropolis. That's one thing about my play in DDO is I don't remember all the ins and outs for the Abbot quest. It's like the Orchard of the Macabre. Macables? Macabre? Not macabre. Getting sealed for the quiver. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to learn that shit. So I think with reference to the box. Alright, I'm gonna be honest here. I understand the points that people are making. I heartily disagree with some of them. I think there's been a lot more noise about the box than is strictly necessary, while still understanding there is cause to be a little bit grumpy about it. I think the grumpiness is out of line. Or out of proportion for, you know, what's actually going on. That being said, for my own purposes, I'm probably going to look at what Strimtom is saying. I'm going to build an Arcane Trickster using Shining Crescents. But I want to see how he builds it first before I grab one. So hopefully he posts a build guide out before the end of the event. I want to see what he does, because he was so excited about Shining Crescents. And I looked at the item, and I saw some of the interesting things about it. It's like, what? It's a sickle, but it's a two-handed weapon? What is going on here? So, it's definitely a unique item in the game. But I want to see how many builds that he's going to make about it. It's either Bobby, I think it was Bobby in his Discord was saying something about, yeah, Stream's probably gonna make 10 builds with it. More because it's weird, yeah. Even though it looks like a slashing weapon, it's actually a bludgeoning weapon. I think that was part of it. Because technically it's a quarterstaff of sorts. Ow. Okay, there's a few places I can get quest entrance discoveries from. And I know that there is a scroll in Castle Ildreneth's Tower. I keep wanting to call this Castle Cormanthor, but it's not. It is 100% not. Well, you can't get that without actually, whatever.
Enough that Ildreneth became purely their mentor. He disappeared after he retired. The maidens carried his teachings with them for the rest of their lives.
Of course I need to come up with a cool name for an arcane trickster. I don't have one already sandbagged. And I wonder how many Scanlan clones are going to happen. Even though I know Scanlan was a bard. But I can also see people trying to make like a rogue bard. A bardic rogue. Speaking of bardic, where is Bardic? Bardic not hanging out? Hmm. Ah, damn it, I missed. Damn it, I missed again.
This is all that remains of the Temple of Shondakul, the Rider of the Winds. In the Elven pantheon, he was the god of travel, exploration, and portals.
Magister, how about that? I mean, Magister is a fun name. But the thing is, the trick about looking at names is you never do it on stream or you don't mention it in chat. Because somebody will swoop in and grab it. So what I do with all the names, like, when the new servers opened, I grabbed a pile of names. And then I grabbed even more on my alternate accounts, so that when it was time for me to actually roll my characters for real on the new accounts, I had them on my alt account, so I had my alt account up, and then, you know, I would, you know, work on this account on stream and create the character, da-da-da-da, and then as soon as I got ready to grab the name, I would, you know, have everything ready on my real account, and then as soon as I was ready, delete the one off the fake account, and then immediately, like, have the name ready to go. Alright, you're not there.
dwarves built the House of Gems as a place where the city's gem cutters could raid, trade, and safely store jewels.
Jewels. Jules Holland? We're not going in to talk to the purple worm.
Deadly creatures infest the ruins of the fallen city. One of them has clearly made this cave its lair.
I have kicked the purple worm's patootie a couple of times. Whenever Voodoo Spice had been doing a few purple worm runs. Okay, he's not home. One thing I appreciate about this being such a large wilderness, with the rare spread out pretty far versus, you know, say, Feywild, is the fact that I actually don't mind because it's such a beautiful wilderness, right? I love old growth forests. So, there's that one. I think there's this one up here.
New spells, took on apprentices and traded arcane materials. It was one of the last places to fall.
Alas.
This massive structure was once a banquet hall, home to countless nights of revelry. That was long ago.
Rude! And you're still way back there. The hell with you. That's okay. We're almost to where I was going anyway. Alright. No red name mob there.
This was a fabled school of wizardry. Apprentices flocked
Excuse
here
me.
to learn the arcane arts, back when the Empire was at its height. And here those apprentices died, during the titanic battle in which Mythdraenor fell.
It's time to blow some DDO mines again. Did you know? That there is an official Dragonlance author on staff at Standing Stone Games. Some of you may already know this because I've mentioned it in other places and other times, but some of you are new to this company and may not know. And said developer doesn't actually work on TDO, which is kind of funny. I know he's worked on it like back in the day. Like somebody recently posted the printed DDO manual, like a PDF of the DDO manual from like 2006 or something. And he's listed in it because he did work on it back in the OG days. But for the past 20 years, he's been the primary lore master for Lord of the Rings Online. That would be Mr. Chris Pearson. Because somebody had mentioned some Dragonlance books.
This elegant bridge spans the ravine at a dizzying height. It's a marvel of elven engineering.
I don't remember
the sort of marvel that was once part of
if
everyday life, back when the Empire was at its height.
this dragon's lair is one of the ones that's... Oh, we'll find out. Nope, this one doesn't count. It's okay. And based on the publication dates of some of the stuff Some of his his latest Dragonlance contributions were made while he was on the Turbine team back in the day. Because they came out after both DDO and Lotro launched. But then, you know, he had a full-time job. And so he also actually, from my understanding, he does present academic papers at Tolkien Society events like Oxenmoot and shit. Or at least attends, I think. And he has been a guest at other academic conferences hosted by my university. At least once, I think, for sure. Alright, you're not home. Alright, let's go. Let's see, we've got the dead dude, the Wraith, Shadowwing. Okay, we got a whole few more rares to worry about. And we've only beaten one rare out of 20 rares, but to be fair, 2 of them are in their little caves, and we're not going to mess with them. No, 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 no. This character is not powerful enough to beat them. Not at level 25, he's not. She's not. Just in my own damn character.
This vast cemetery was created as a place where the Empire's protectors could be buried.
Okay, you're not home.
Heroes would be remembered forever. The Empire is gone. The silent monuments remain.
So if you ever do the optional to sleeping with the fishes, you will find our erstwhile lovers over here in the lovers circle. We're gonna go for about another half hour. Definitely another run of Myth of Duranor.
Lovers met in this glade.
Lovers!
Offerings made to the goddess of love. Gloom pervades much of the ruins, but in this quiet spot, you feel only peace and beauty.
There shall be peace. Or I'll know the reason why not and knock some heads together.
This shrine has been abandoned.
There we go.
But
Ow.
centuries before that, it was open to all who served Mystra or sought the blessing of the goddess of magic.
I love gigantic ferns, except when they're in my planter outside the window right here. Because then they look, well, practically it's about as big as these, quite frankly. No Varguli to beat up. How sad. Alright, we did that one. Ow. There we go, there's that one.
And as it grew, they welcomed others. Dwarves and humans made their homes here.
Hopefully you do better on the rares the next run, because I got a timer kicking down. Timer ticking down, kicking down, something down? I don't know. Wow, no OTUG either? Jeez, oh Pete, we're like sucking at the pulling up the rares today. Meh. We only had one actual rare.
A proud tower stood here once, overlooking a bustling school and a busy street.
So out of the 20 rares, obviously 2 of them we're gonna miss because they're the specials. Oh, that is actually pathetic that none of the other rares are up. Okay, where's that other bridge? Oh, other bridge! There you are. Why did I not get credit? That might not be the right bridge. Alright, we're gonna recall reset. Go again. Unless we don't have our bags full of crap this time around, then we don't have anything except that. Let's try again. Let's do the route in reverse this time around. Why? Because it's fun. That's how I keep things fresh. Is go around clockwise and then counterclockwise. So we are going to go this way. So on Sunday, I will be playing. That'll be what? That'll be the 1st of March? Is Sunday the 1st of March? Sunday is the 1st of March. So I won't have DDO points codes probably on Sunday the 1st. Unless Wes is really, really good. Wes being our contact with Standing Stone. He's the brand manager for Standing Stone Games. He's good people. I've met him at the PAX East meetup. I'm looking forward to the PAX East meetup because that is going to be the last Friday of March. And with it being DDO's 20th anniversary, I'm kind of hoping maybe they do a little something extra special. What the hell? Stop shooting me from that far away. I'm gonna cut you down. There you go. You mess with me, you pay the price. I think after this run, maybe we'll go to Isle of Dread and go beat up on dinosaurs. Man, we kind of suck for rares. Again, don't forget to get your points. Say the word points in chat. No capitals, doesn't matter. Exclamation points, whatever. No, whatever. It's just the word points. You entered into the drawing for one of 2 DDO points codes. And if you put the word in chat and then you have to bail because you got other shit to do, that's okay. The winners will get whispers. So just make sure Twitch whispers are open. If you normally keep them locked so random ass strangers can't send you a message, well, you might want to unlock them for a few minutes. Ooh, Shadowwing is up. Here we go. And carrion crawlers can kiss my ass. I hate them. The chaos crawlers actually I hate even worse, but the carrion crawlers are bad enough.
Cody, we not killing kobolds in sewer again.
Well, that wasn't any good. Man, I was getting all kinds of loot in Salt Marsh. Rude. Just say the word points. You know. Anywhere. Just say points. Just type the word points in chat. It's really not that difficult. And after this stream, I will be making my post-stream graphic. And probably having a late night snack. I was gonna have a late night snack last night, and then I just decided not to, and kind of regret it in the morning when I woke up hungry. It's like, oh shit, I probably should have had that little snack. Ooh, this guy's up this time. That's nice. Wait, can I turn you? Nope. I would have been surprised if I could have turned this guy, honestly. He's a red name mob anyway, so. Alright, Chaos Crawler, I hate you too. Bye. Not anything really good, though.
This vast cemetery was created as a place where the Empire's protectors could be buried with honor, where its heroes would be remembered forever. The Empire is gone. Silent monuments remain.
I stopped to kill these guys because I wanted to start working on my... Oh, stop whining. There we go. At least get a little bit of Slayer deeds going on. And we're now on our last action point, our last rank of level 25. We'll be able to take 26 here in a minute. And that's going to make things really interesting for my Epic Destinies. There you go, you got your points weird in there. Alright, you're not home. Alright, let's go see if Ossium is up near the House of Song. And this is actually a really good wilderness to go for Slayer deeds, though, I have to say. Because there's just so much shit in here. Oops, that was the wrong way. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Here, okay, this was not the right way. Okay. That's the House of Song. Or it's Castle Cormanthor. Ossium is home. Man, I can't even turn the local zombies, but that makes sense, honestly. Yeah, they're CR35. Zorch.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh, he's not home. Let's get the discovery for this.
The scars of the
There we
last
go.
battle can be seen throughout the city. Vast craters where entire neighborhoods used to be.
Very sad. There's the road.
Wizards from all over the city once met inside this hall. Here they demonstrated new spells, took on apprentices, and traded arcane materials. It was one of the last places to fall.
You're not home.
This villa belonged to House Lundlar. They were in the forefront of welcoming all manner of people to this elven city. Their power grew as more humans and dwarves arrived.
And they fell just like everybody else. I think I would like to actually go back and read any of the content about Mithranor. Would be nice. I mean, one of the reasons why I would buy D&D books is not necessarily for the gameplay aspects of things, but because I wanted to read about the histories of the places and the peoples and stuff. Rude. Okay, I can already tell that the dude I'm looking for is not there. Let's go see if the Fomorian is up. Well, actually, it looks like we're not going to get to Isle of Dread tonight, I don't think, because it's 10 minutes until the end of the stream. And I can't stay longer because I gotta work in the morning. So. Fomorian or no Fomorian? No Fomorian.
This cemetery haunts my heart. Here is where my friends were buried. High mages and ordinary folk alike. Their bodies hold our memories. Friendships to me are so fleeting. But I will keep my heart open, even as a Baelnorn. I must strive to live.
No. I hate that, like, you have to get halfway across the pond here before you can see that it's not there. Because of the draw distance, you can't see the chest until you're pretty close. And it's like, you're already committed to jumping across the pond. Or swimming across the pond. Or running around the pond. Down the hill and around the pond. So this has been a pretty good stream. Had a whole bunch of people stop by. Got 4 action points into our next level, so shouldn't take all that much to get that level. Okay, you're not home. Gonna finish with the last few rares to see if they're home, kick their butts if they are. And then we'll bounce and I will do the giveaway. And 2 lucky people will wind up with 100 points each. Okay, you're not home either. Oh, man. We've got the potted plant. We've got the water weird. And then we've got the owl bear left to check on. Did I already pass the tree? I did not pass the tree because it's right there. The potted plant is home! Sweet! I actually like this one a lot. Actually, I think I might want to switch which rune arm I'm using. Yeah, let's use this one. All done? Alright. Oh. Oh, you're in the tree. And got ourselves a little bit of XP. Oh, my headphones are telling me that they're
Ooh, what's that?
a thing. My headphones say, "Plug me in! Plug me in!" Oh, no water weird? Well, gosh darn it. That was impolite. Yeah, might as well go around this way. And I have to compliment Bill Champagne, our composer, the composer of DDO, for being so dang clever with his audio libraries. He's got libraries of various musical instruments recorded by real musicians that he can use to devastating effect, as you can hear right now. Okay, last rare of this run. Let's see if we have an owlbear home over here. We are denied. Alright. So I can at least get out of the way. Yeah, it should be fine. So not a bad day of running rares. We got some cool pieces, including a couple that are gonna be actually useful when this character gets up high enough to use them. I would like to trade. Alright. I would like to repair my stuff, and yes, I'm still wearing some level 15 stuff. Why? Because I haven't found anything better yet. I still hang on to those. They will be sentient food if they need to be. Alright. Let's put them in the bank. System backup, server operating system. Nice. Alright. Let's do the giveaway. Last chance, just put the word points in chat. But really the best thing we got today was the Titania, though the Sentient XP is also good. If you are somebody who doesn't have your XP on your lantern. Because yeah, look at all this stuff. All of this stuff is basically from the legendary Ferrocrystal Bastard Sword on upward. Is stuff that I just picked up today. Look at all that stuff for 3 hours. Good times. Alright. Let's do the giveaway. Giveaway close. Giveaway draw. You've got a 1 in 4 chance. Isotope. It took me a moment there to realize how you spell that. Isotope. And for the second winner, Amareth. Alrighty, how about that? Isotope, you won 100 points. So I'm going to toss you a whisper here. Let me open up the Twitch window. Let me just close this and bring this over here. Boop. I'll whisper you. Oh, you won last Monday. So you won last week and you won tonight. How about that? So you should obviously come to my Monday streams every day, every week. Yummy Dub Dub. Are you trying to sing the Ewok song? Because that's cool if you do. Alright. And let me actually go get the list of stuff. Not you. There you are. And copy pasta. Did you rename your account or something? Because in my history. There you go. And okay, that was not good. Okay, so that's a problem. But I don't think it's a problem. Because I remember who won. Okay, so Druid has to remember not to close the pop-out window until I give people their codes. Because when it goes back to the main window, it forgets who won. Isn't that nice? But thankfully, Purpurge Farms remembers. So... you're welcome, Fawford. Appreciate you being here as always. Alright, that code goes bye-bye. And then for the final code... the code... Alright. There we go. Life is good. Alrighty, it's time for me to go. Again, I will be streaming on Friday, but I will be streaming World of Warcraft because the servers will be garbage. Because it'll be the global launch of early access. But while I have the stream open, people can earn the new Twitch drops that are supposed to start on Thursday. On Friday, I'm going to be doing 2 Lotro streams. One on Lotro Stream around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the other one will be right here at 8 o'clock. I'm going to be playing on the legendary world of Angmar, trying to get closer to the current level cap on that server. And on Saturday, I don't know what I'm going to be streaming. So we'll find out. You know the drill. Be good. If you can't be good at it. I will see you all later. I need to find a button. I found a button.